Hi guys, so I'm doing something a little bit different with the lighting. I've just got like a light kind of glow in here. I had it without my main light on and my fairy lights on, and it looked a bit too dark. I'll show you a little clip in a little bit, or at the end, of what it looked like. I think it looks a bit too spooky. So I've just turned my main light on and I've kept all these lights on. Hopefully it's a bit brighter.
You alright?
Yeah, just filming a video.
Huh?
Just filming a video. Are you on your way now? Have a good time. Is everyone downstairs? Okay, excellent. Bye. See you later, have a good time at work. Bye.
Maybe dinner's in the microwave, so
yeah.
I might need to warm it up a bit.
Alright.
About a minute.
Yep, that's alright. Excellent. See you later, have a good time at work. Bye.
Is that you on it?
So yeah, let me know if it looks a little bit less orangey, if it looks too orangey, and then I'll kind of adapt it to that. But yeah, anyway, I am going to be doing kind of 3 videos in one. I'm going to mention the books that I read in January, the films that I watched in January, and also a readathon that I am hoping to participate in February, this month. So without further ado, let's get started. So this book overlapped from December and I managed to finish it in January, and that is Alice's Adventures in Wonderland and Through the Looking Glass and What Alice Saw There and Other Works by Lewis Carroll. I've done a full review on this, as well as a little bit of a poem reading from one of the poems in the back section. So I won't say too much on this story. A lot of you know what Alice's Adventures is about. It's literally about her going through Wonderland and kind of the crazy things she sees there, and then Through the Looking Glass is kind of like a sequel, following some other characters, and then just at the back in this edition particularly, it's got some of Lewis Carroll's poems, which are quite interesting. So yeah, I'll go into so much more detail in this review that I've done separately, so when that's uploaded, be on the lookout for that. I gave this 3 out of 5 stars. And then I read I Love You Baby, a characters collection book by Jinko Press and Big Bros Workshop. This is literally just a really fun kind of picture book, kind of showcasing some arts and character designs from certain companies or individual artists, kind of showing appreciation for weird and wacky creations, if that makes sense. I really enjoyed looking at the art in this, and I enjoyed the fact that it wasn't just pictures. Like, it had little bits of text next to it which had a little bit about the brand that was creating the art, what they did, why they do that. They were on like pages such as this, so they'd have like their kind of title page, and then they'd have a little bit about them, and sometimes they'd have more on the page, sometimes not, sometimes it would span for the whole 2 pages, and then it goes on to their design. So excited to see that there's a sticker collection. Like, I'm gonna have to make use of that, but I kind of want to keep everything intact. But literally the stickers are just some of the creations that are throughout this book, and it looks so much fun. I love stickers, but I never know what to do with them, so I literally have like a folder just full of stickers that I've, I guess, collected over the years. I will say some of the English written, like in the small amount of text that there is kind of badly written and has some typos, but I mean, I wasn't here for the writing, I was here for the beautiful art pieces, so that really didn't bother me. But I thought, I guess if some of you are like grammar Nazis or something like that, that might irritate you. My favourite designs were all clustered in one section. It was from Akishi Gamaniya, so I've got to read this, 460 Shirakumaru, Tintoy Chow, Aya Perry and Rika. So I'm just going to find them and show you a little bit of each. Okay, so this is Gamania, and they've got like, see, this is an example, they have like a double page spread of a little bit about them, and here's some of the artwork. I also found out that these were the Big Hero 6, if any of you have seen that cartoon, so yeah, they're pretty cool. And here's some 460 Shirakumaru, that's their title page, a bit about them, and some of their artwork. Then there's Tintoy Chow, again a little bit about them and some of their artwork there. Then there's Aya Perry, and this is really cute. This is one of the reasons I like these this artwork. It's just like kind of looking chibi-ified, like little girls with weapons and just cute little bits and bobs. And then lastly, I will show you some from Rika. So that's Rika, and again, keeping with that similar theme of the cute girls, I just think they're really adorable, and this is kind of like the art style that I enjoy in like manga and stuff like that. So yeah, it was a really fun book to read. Of course it just took me a day because it was like pictures. Really enjoyed that. Even the cover's really beautiful in the background, showcasing some of the art designs that are within the book. So that was fun to read. Gave that a 4 out of 5 stars. I picked both of these up and the fourth book, not the next book but the book after that, from a charity shop. I think they were in like a 3 or 4 if I had another book with that for £1. So yeah, really good deals. I feel like I'm really low down and far away from the camera. So next I have a book that I don't have to hand, but that is the third book of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams, and that is Life, the Universe and Everything. Obviously I'm not going to go too much into detail, just briefly it's continuing the events of Arthur Dent and, you know, his wild journey all over the world, all over the galaxy. Obviously this is the third book in the series, don't want to spoil it for you, but I gave that 3 out of 5 stars. I'm hoping to do a series review on obviously this series. Let me know if you're interested in that. The only thing is I won't have the books like physically to show you because I've been borrowing them from the library. Yeah, great series all in all. Then I read Look Who's Back by Tamir Vermeers. Again, I've done a review on this, so that'll be up somewhere in the near future if it's not already up by now, which I doubt it is because I'm actually uploading this on the day that I'm filming it. Well, hey! So yeah, this is kind of like almost like a like an altered history story in a way. Basically Hitler is brought back to life in kind of present day Germany, and he's kind of, you're seeing his views as they are in more of a modernised world, if that makes sense. It was, I guess, interesting. Of course I'll go into more detail on this, but it wasn't what I was expecting and I ended up giving it a 2 out of 5 stars. And then for the rest of the month I was just pretty much reading the last 2 books of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy by Douglas Adams. So I read So Long and Thanks for the Fish. I gave that a 4 out of 5 stars, and then I read the final book, which was Mostly Harmless, and I gave that a 3 out of 5 stars. And I felt really rushed trying to read that last one because there started to be like a queue forming for that last book, and I was like, oh no, I have to rush the 4th one, and what if I don't enjoy it as much? And I really want to enjoy it, especially because Neil Gaiman's like forwarded it, so I want to enjoy it. But yeah, I read those, didn't feel rushed when I was actually reading it, I was enjoying it, you know, so yeah, really good series all in all. Next I want to talk a little bit about a readathon that I hope to participate during February. The only thing is I do not know the dates, so if anyone knows the dates for the readathon I'm about to announce, please do let me know. If not, I'm going to just assume it's a month-long thing, even though I don't think it is. I think it was on the 8th last time. But anywho, it is the Underhyped Reads Readathon. I'm not sure who created it, but I'll link the Goodreads page below. The only thing is it doesn't seem to be very active, so I've commented and asked if anyone can let me know when the dates are, like what the dates are for, but I don't think I've had, I'm looking on Goodreads now, I don't think I've had a response. Oh wait, I've had a response. The dates are for, okay, so Charlotte, the moderator, says they haven't been officially announced yet, but they're most likely going to be the last week of February. She'll send a message round soon. So, as Charlotte says, should be the last week of February, but I'll try and get back to you with that. If not, just stay tuned to the Goodreads page that I've linked down below. So yeah, I guess I'll be focusing on the Underhyped Reads then. So I'm just going to do a quick TBR for that. Basically, the Underhyped Reads, I should mention, is literally books that don't get enough voice. They don't have enough press, I suppose, on either BookTube, Goodreads, the world, media, just in general they're not talked about enough. So I'm hoping to get to the 3rd book in the Spooks series by Joseph Delaney. This is A Secret. Also, I'm hoping to get to Edgar Allan Poe, The Best of His Macabre Tales, complete and unabridged. It looks like it's by Prion Books. This is a library one, so I kind of have to get to it soonish. I also want to get to the Waterfire Saga Dark Tide, which is also a book 3. This is by Jennifer Donnelly. And there's also another book by Chris. I can't remember his full name. and I can't remember what the book's called, so I'll have to link it around somewhere, but it's his Bizarro book, and I think I've also got his collections that he did with a co-author. So his YouTube channel is Chris Toria, and then it's got a bunch of numbers, but I can't remember off the top of my head, so I'm hoping to get to that soon because he sent it to me a little while ago and I feel bad. I'm not pushing it off, I'm just trying to get to it. You know, I've got loads of physical books here and I just instantly go to grab one, if you know what I mean, so it's difficult for me to go and think, oh, you know what, I've got some books on my computer, let's go and read, do you know what I mean? But yeah, I'm hoping to get to that just generally this month, because I guess that's why I'm underhyped too, but more specifically in that slot for the Underhyped Reads Readathon. God, this is turning into a really long video. Okay, so lastly I want to talk a little bit about the films that I watched. I usually do this in a separate video, but I only watched like 4 and I'm hoping to kind of quickly go through them. So yeah, let's do that. So the first one I watched is Spirited Away by Hayao Miyazaki and, you know, Studio Ghibli. I gave this a 5 out of 5 stars. This is like one of my all-time favourite films. I absolutely love it. It's an animated, like Japanese animation. Basically a young girl, I think she's called Chihiro, sorry. She is very unhappy when her parents move to this kind of remote villagey kind of place. The father decides to take a detour and I think they get lost, and they find themselves in this very strange place. It's just got food there all of a sudden and things turn very crazy. Anyway, her parents transform into something not quite nice for a child to see, and she's basically going through all these, not tasks exactly, but just trying to get her parents back, and obviously through that time she gets captured on the island, and it's really good. That wasn't spoilers, it says pretty much that on the back. I was just trying to summarise that for you. Really great, definitely. If you haven't at least seen My Neighbour Totoro, or maybe you want to stay out of the hyped stuff, definitely go for Spirited Away if that's your first Miyazaki film. That was one of my first ones. I think it was my first one and stayed my favourite all this time. And then I watched The Legend of Longwood. This was just something I saw on telly and I thought, oh, it sounds interesting. I ended up giving it a 3 out of 5 stars. It was produced, created, brought out in 2014, so it's relatively new. So apparently it's a spirited family adventure about a young girl who moves to an Irish town and explores the legend of a mysterious black knight. That sounded really whimsical and fantasy, and I was thinking, oh, Ireland, it's going to be fairies and all that sort of stuff, and I was expecting that, but I didn't completely love it as I was hoping to. I wasn't entirely immersed, and I didn't really feel very connected to the storyline and just what was going on with characters and stuff like that. The main girl felt very arrogant to me. I mean, she loosened up by the end of it, but I just didn't like her as a protagonist. I did enjoy the little animated bits. They had some, like when the lady was telling the story through it, that kind of progresses the main story. It was like all animated, and that was pretty cool. And I also think the lady that was telling the story is in Harry Potter, but I'm not too sure. Generally, the acting of the cast wasn't that great. It felt kind of amateurish and just not very strong. So again, that was another thing that made me feel kind of disconnected. I could have easily have turned it off, if that makes sense. Also, I wasn't sure who was supposed to be from Ireland and who was supposed to be from America, but I felt like everyone seemed to be slipping out of these American-Irish accents. But not like...